Welcome, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. My name is Pritesh with KAIZN Crypto. In this video, I'm really excited to be talking to two of the team members of the Mardify NFT marketplace. I'm joined by Alain and Abdelkrim, two of the founding members of this really exciting project building on Cardano. So guys, thanks so much for joining. How are you both doing today?
Thanks for having us. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks for inviting us.
To be here.
Been good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking with both of you. There's a lot of cool stuff to keep up with, especially as it comes to NFTs in gaming. And that's one of the really unique things that caught my attention with your project and what you're building. So I guess to get things started, guys, I'd really love to just speak with you a bit about how you got into the space, what got you started, what your backgrounds are, and then we can just go from there. So I guess, Alain, if you wanted to kick things off, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, thanks for having us on your podcast and your channel. We appreciate it a lot. About myself, I got into Cardano, I would say, fairly recently. I mean, it's been a year now, but it's recent compared to some other people in the space. But I immediately turned into a developer. I really wanted to learn Haskell and how is Cardano being developed, how to build stuff on Cardano. So when the Plutus Pioneer program came, I was ready for it. I had the opportunity to learn some Haskell before. And yeah, I just really enjoyed the program, went through it. And there I met my today's partner, Abdelkrim. And we immediately after the program started building real stuff for various NFT projects. But yeah, and since then I've been building on Cardano as a developer for various projects. Really happy to be here to present Mardify. So I'll let Abdelkrim introduce himself.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, first of all, so glad to be here. Thank you very much for inviting us. And yeah, so for myself, I have been working as a full stack software engineer for almost 6 years now. And I have been always interested into blockchain development and stuff. In 2017, I started with Solidity and experimenting with Ethereum stuff and everything, but I didn't make the move until they announced that they are going to be doing this Plutus Pioneer program. So I said, okay, this is the time for me to get my hands dirty with blockchain and Plutus and Cardano and stuff. So I saw the opportunity there, and I started the Plutus Pioneer. And as Alain said, there where we met, and we were trying to learn together and share our experience. So Alain had an experience with so much experience with functional programming, which I didn't have. So he helped me a lot there, and then and here we are today. So yeah, since then I learned a lot. I contribute to so many projects, and yeah, now we are trying to build our own project. So
that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. It's nice to hear that you guys both kind of found each other during the Plutus Pioneers program. That time I think was really this boot camp or this onboarding period for a lot of the developers who wanted to get started with building. So it's really cool to see now that you guys have both come together, just using each other's strengths to build each other up and create this really cool project. So I guess talking a bit more about Mardify, what was the inspiration behind it? I mean, I know you guys said that you're both part of the Plutus Pioneers program and you wanted to build something cool, but I guess in terms of an NFT marketplace, what was the reason for wanting to create something like that?
Well, the initial idea came from an NFT project that we were working with. So we had to come up with their NFT smart contract to sell their NFTs. Now, this was collection specific for a specific collection, but yeah, after some disagreements we had, we decided to leave this project and start working on a NFT smart contract, but general one that could handle any collection, any NFT. So yeah, we started, working on this. We open sourced the code. That was our mentality right from the start. We want everything to be open source, especially on the Plutus side. So yeah, we open sourced, and then just so many contributors, people from the Cardano space came and offered their contribution, and that was so cool. We were very glad we could bring people like this, and very talented people. So yeah, we that was the inspiration, an open source project for the community, and that's the idea still now. Yeah, that would be it, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. So you guys had to make a bit of a pivot there, I guess, just from
Yes.
what your initial thoughts were and where we are today.
Yeah. So basically, from working for a client and building something specific to opening this in both, like making it more general and opening it to the community so other people can look at it, use it for education purpose, or even use it in their own project. So yeah, as Alan said, we wanted to make it free and open source. So yeah.
Yeah, I really like that idea. If we just think about some of the NFT marketplaces that are currently available for users within Cardano, there's some things that have been thought about that they've done really well. It's really interesting to see some things now like smart contract auctions. There's a whole bunch of different things like escrow, royalties as well. So it's really curious to know more about what it is that Mardify is going to do to kind of separate itself. So I know that you guys had mentioned that you're looking at a lot of these gaming projects. And it's really cool to think about as well, because you know that we're building the Lovelace Saga. So I'm excited to learn more from you guys about how we can kind of incorporate some of those things as well. I think that what we can do in terms of our collaboration is going to be really exciting. But what are some of the things that you all have thought about where you see yourself really kind of differentiating yourself from other platforms?
So I'll present briefly the description of the features we're going to have right at launch that are pretty common to the rest of the marketplaces, and I'll let my partner talk about the various things we think are going to separate us in the near future. So yeah, as you said, royalties, smart contracts, this is all going to be obviously in our scope when we launch. We want to have a simple UI, a simple way for users to interact with our website. We are going to support creator royalties. So any project that wants to have royalties on our marketplace, obviously feel free to contact us. For every verified project, we also implement a customized page for their collection with a banner that they can choose. Obviously, this is for now a manual process, so it's about contacting us. But in the future, we hope to create a back office for projects to input their royalty data and their customized design to have their page on our marketplace. But yeah, so that's all. These are all things that are pretty common to all NFT marketplaces. But yeah, we also have some things to differentiate ourselves. And yeah, I'll let my partner talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. So as Alan said, the first step is going to be launching a marketplace which would have all the basic functionalities, but where we are going to be to differentiate ourselves from the other is focusing on the metaverse and the gaming NFTs. So basically, down the road, we want to build this API, marketplace API, which can be integrated into games and into those like gaming projects, where game developers are going to have their in-game marketplace, and they can just, so we lift all this this backend and the blockchain stuff, so they can just focus on the game. and use our API to do the marketplace and trading and stuff in game, and also enabling NFT project to start and create their own marketplace via our marketplace, like micro front end. So yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. That's one of the things that really caught my attention with your project initially. Say, for instance, somebody like myself, right? So we're building this game. In the game, it's going to have its own in-game marketplace. So now what you're, I guess, just so I understand correctly, what you're intending on building is a way for people to take the back-end solution that you've created, have an API solution where, you know, you can query the blockchain and the ledger state and all that kind of stuff. And you'd be able to basically facilitate a sale or a purchase within the game. So you're using the user interface while you're interacting and playing the game, but whatever's happening on the back end is using your technology with what you're creating with Mardify.
Yeah, that would be the idea. And that's through various processes. Now, the API would be the main, but we would like also to integrate maybe with game engines. So if we could have an integration with Unreal Engine, with Unity, also if we could have integration with wallets, for example, like right from your wallet, you would be able to select your NFT and list it on our marketplace with partner wallets. That would be cool. So if we can, as much as possible, make it easier for the people to use our marketplace without actually having to go to our website, that would be the goal. And we think that is very important, because every project wants its universe, its metaverse to be complete and not to rely on their users going to an external marketplace to exchange whatever is that the project is building. So yeah, that would be the goal. And in the short term, to provide a glimpse of it, a glimpse of features adapted to gaming projects, we would like to focus on in the near future in a feature for trading NFTs. So not just buying and selling, but directly trading NFTs. We would also like to have support for native tokens. So if a project has its own currency, we would like to have, obviously that's again a manual process. I mean, that is something we would build not dynamically for every project, but manually with projects we are partners with in the short term. But yeah, having a smart contract that will support their native token as payment instead of ADA, or in addition to ADA. So yeah, these kind of small adjustments in the short term could then bring us to being open and reliable for every big gaming project or metaverse project building on Cardano.
Wow. Wow. You know, that just opened up, I guess the light bulb just went off in my head right there, you know, just to think about. So you have NFTs for NFTs trading, because currently right now, if you think about the experience for some of these marketplaces, so you actually have to go to the website, create the account, you're going to sell your ADA for this NFT. But what you guys are talking about is, say you're in a game, you're playing a game, maybe you have an item that another player would like to trade you for. Instead of having to pay them in ADA, right? You can swap an NFT for an NFT. And then talking about fungible tokens, so you're talking about native assets as well. Some of these games could potentially use an in-game currency. So we're going to have KAIZN tokens in Lovelace Saga. A player who holds KAIZN tokens would be able to use the marketplace in the game to purchase one of these NFTs instead of buying it with ADA. So that, wow, just a huge light bulb moment for me. I'm just learning so much from you guys. It makes a lot of sense now that you mention it. But wow, I really do see the potential there. I mean, that could be huge.
And just to add as well, these ideas come up as gaming projects reach out to us and say, okay, we plan to do this. It would be really cool if we'd had a feature like this in our marketplace. Obviously, it's a lot more difficult for us to think in advance, like what feature could be useful for gaming projects. So that was something I wanted to point. And as you had the question, what separates us from the other marketplaces? I may have another an additional answer to this that isn't related to gaming, but that's just related to how do we plan to scale our marketplace? Because that's something very important. We think we saw several marketplaces having to modify their code, modify their smart contract, and that always resulted in users having to manually cancel their sales on the previous version and manually going to the new version and putting their NFT back to sale. We are working on a feature for this to be automatic, so we could update validators, smart contracts effortlessly for the users. Now, this is obviously something rather big. It's not in the short term because it needs a lot of thinking. It involves us having the power to shift all NFTs from one place to another. So that is a power that cannot be given to us just like that. It's too big of a power. We cannot have the control over the people's NFTs. So it will involve some form of governance. So we are also working on that. So the people using our marketplace could decide exactly where the update should go, and so there's a 100% secure way of transferring and updating smart contracts. So that's also in the roadmap, and we feel like that's very important in case there's a vulnerability, in case we want to improve our code because Plutus has come with an update with better functions or whatever. So yeah, we feel that's very important, especially because we're so early in Plutus development. We know there's going to be stuff that is going to be found out later on. We cannot prevent that, so we are working on that as well.
Yeah, that leads me into my next question. Actually, it's a perfect segue. Just touching on the point you mentioned of how early we are. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome? I mean, I know that we're all still learning in this, but I guess just from your experience, what are some of those obstacles that you've had to face and some of the ways you've been able to address that?
Abdelkrim, if you want to
Yeah,
share
well,
an idea.
there are like a couple of things. Like first of all, it was not very easy to work without the PAB, so we had to find our workaround with the serialization library, which we couldn't find any official documentation for, so we had to go and dig our way there. So this was one thing, getting the serialization library working, doing the NAMI integration, and do stuff. The other thing was some stuff with, for example, the transaction size. Let's say for our script, like when you compile the script is going to take a little bit of space, and when you add that with the UTXOs and all the other stuff, the transaction size, the max transaction size in Cardano is going to be 16 kilobyte, right? So we had to work to meet this. Like we had to do some optimization here and there and stuff. So yeah, those are some of the challenges that I can remember on the top of my head. But yeah, other than that, we came around like so many little things here and there. Like there is no like documentation, no tools, no yeah. So yeah.
And yeah, obviously that's normal as the ecosystem grows, more documentation is going to come. But definitely that was one of the challenges. As a developer, you're used to Googling stuff very quickly, but that doesn't work with Plutus. It's starting to work. I see more and more on the Cardano Stack Exchange or on the Cardano forum, and I encourage people to go there. Technical people, obviously, if they have questions, if they have answers, it's very useful to create a post and answer some of these questions, because we've had the pleasure to help so much people that came into our DMs, either on Twitter or on Discord, asking for some help with the wallet NAMI integration, with the Plutus execution, with Cardano CLI and whatever. So we all learn from this together, and so that is also one of the reasons our code is going to be 100% open source when we launch. So yeah, definitely.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I can really resonate with the idea of all of us learning together. Just, it's fantastic. So now in terms of the roadmap, I guess we're still in development here. So where are you guys currently now with the roadmap? And then I guess in terms of your plans for the foreseeable future, maybe not too far out, but I guess some just immediate next steps. Where do you guys see yourselves in terms of the roadmap?
Yeah, you can go ahead for the short-term roadmap, Kareem.
Okay, so for the short-term one, we are planning, as I said earlier, just to have like a stable marketplace with all the basic functionalities to show exactly what we can do for now, right? And other than that, like making it stable, try to fix any vulnerability, any security issues, because of like for our like long term, we want to be this one-stop shop marketplace which builder can use for their own games and their own marketplaces. So we want to like clean the base as much as we can, so it can be reliable and secure. So like security and reliability is our main focus at the beginning. And yeah, by doing this open source, so we will be, so it will allow us to make a name for ourselves in the community, and like met with new people and collect requirement, as Alan was saying, because a lot of our idea that we had was like not just from ourselves, but from talking to other people and like seeing what they need and what is going to, so what they think is like a perfect marketplace for them, and we try to collect those and use it to build the to the next step. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that was short term. Now, if we look at next year, we would like to early next year have some form of detailed white paper about the whole project. Especially for governance, we would like to come up with a secure system to update and scale our contracts. So that would be important. We would obviously add those other features I was talking about trading NFTs, swapping NFTs, also native token support. That would come early next year. And after we don't have really a date. I mean, it's too far away to give an estimate, but obviously what we're talking about, the game engine integration, the API, having some sort of Kickstarter for NFT projects that could mint, create their own mini marketplace using our marketplace. This stuff will come later on, but yeah, short term explained by Abdelkrim, and then mid-term, I would say trading NFTs, swapping NFTs, and native token support. That would be the key. And as I said, white paper for the whole project, especially governance. That would be what we plan for the foreseeable future.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's exciting. It's ambitious, very ambitious. Yeah. But I think that what you guys have in terms of the idea of making it all open source and, you know, collaborating with different people to find out what their needs are, I feel like you guys definitely have the right mindset to be able to build something like this. And I'm really excited about it too, because I would really like to work very closely with you as well, just considering, you know, what we're building with Lovelace Saga. I think there's a lot of mutual synergies that we have. So fantastic. You know, I love to see this. It's really nice to be able to just hear from people who are actually building and some of the things that you guys are thinking about. It's really cool just to see, you know, what wakes you guys up in the morning and then, you know, what puts you guys to work. It's just fantastic. So guys, I really learned a lot from our conversation today. I know we talked a lot about the idea behind Mardify, where you guys see the project going in the near future. Are there any other topics that you guys wanted to discuss before we sign off for today?
Maybe I just wanted to thank the contributors of our project that are not here on the call. So Jingles, Kazune, and John, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure working with you. Well. Oh yeah, and Mahmoud that just joined today, actually. Yeah. But yeah, obviously you guys are rocking and are helping us a lot. So that would be my last word.
Yeah, and well, just to add on top of that, like me and Alan, when we plan to like open source this and give it to the community, we didn't expect any of that, to be honest. So we just put it out there, and like the reception of the community was just awesome. Like so many people reached out to us, and they starting like asking us how we can help you. Like this is really exciting. We want to contribute to this, and like so many people just joined, and they are like trying to, well, we give something for free, and they are giving us like care and contribution, and some of them are just like sending messages on Discord saying thank you and stuff like that. It's really awesome. Yeah, so it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you see people like that who are just willing to show up and support you, and it's fantastic. You know, not any type of monetary compensation either, and it's just like, you know, this is what we're building. Let's go do it. So it's fantastic. Well, Alain, Abdelkrim, thank you so much. You know, I learned a lot from our conversation today. Of course, I hope that we can keep in touch as well, because of the projects that both of us are building. I think that there's a lot of cool things that we can do to collaborate in the future. Looking forward to Mardify. For our audience who would like to learn more and keep up to date with your progress, where can people go to find out more about what you're building?
Yeah, we have a Twitter account, Mardify Labs. You could probably, I mean, it's probably going to be somewhere in the description or on Twitter, but it's Mardify Labs on Twitter. There's the link to our Discord channel on our Twitter page, so people can join. We currently are hosting a testnet version of our marketplace in our Discord, so people can join. There's a link; they can be testers. So that is great. That helps us a lot to see bugs, to see what's wrong. So and yeah, that was also something I wanted to say. Thanks to all the testers that joined and that helped us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twitter, Discord, that would be it. For now, we haven't launched our domain. We haven't launched a website. That's coming. Stay tuned on Twitter and Discord, I guess.
Also, the logo is work in progress. So
sure. Good things take time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect. Well, all right, guys. Yeah, I will be sure to leave those links down in the description for our audience. So if you do want to check them out, please be sure to give those links a follow. But guys, thank you so much. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and I wish you all the best with Mardify.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Okay. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.